If HMO, PPO, deductible, copay, coinsurance all start sounding the same, this video is for you. In the next few minutes, we'll make the medical expense insurance simple for the New Jersey Accident and Health Exam.
Hey there! So you're getting ready for the New Jersey Accident and Health Exam, huh? You are in exactly the right place. We are going to break down medical expense insurance into a super focused guide to help you absolutely nail those questions. Let's get right into it. Here's our game plan. First, we'll build a solid foundation. Then we'll decode all those different plan types you need to know. After that, we'll get into the money words, the financial terms. We'll even cover how to avoid the most common exam traps. And then we'll wrap it all up with a quick memory boost. Sound good? Let's go. Okay, first things first, before we jump into all the jargon like HMOs and HSS, we have to be absolutely crystal clear on what this insurance is even for. What's its whole purpose? So let me ask you this, just to get your brain warmed up. What do you think is the number one most important job of medical expense insurance? What is its main mission? Well, its number one job is actually right there in the name. It helps pay your medical bills. That's it. It's all about covering the costs of healthcare. Things like doctor visits, a hospital stay, maybe a surgery. It's there to cover the expense of your care. Now, pay close attention to this slide, because this is one of the biggest exam traps out there. They love to try and confuse medical expense with disability income insurance. Just remember this simple rule. Medical expense pays the doctor, disability income pays you because you can't work. Getting that difference straight will for sure save you some points. All right, let's move on. See, medical expense insurance isn't just one single thing. It's really a big umbrella category with a whole menu of different plans underneath it. And yeah, the exam expects you to know what makes each one unique. First up, the HMO. The two words you have to burn into your brain for HMOs are network and PCP. You pretty much have to use their doctors, and you need your primary care physician, your home base, to give you a referral if you want to see a specialist. It's a very managed, very structured way of getting healthcare. And then we've got the PPO. You can think of this as the HMO's more flexible cousin. You have a preferred network where you get the best deals, but going out of network is possible. It'll just cost you a bit more. And a huge difference, you usually don't need a referral to see a specialist. This chart just lays it all out, side by side. For that exam, just lock this in. HMO equals a tight, restrictive network where you need referrals. PPO equals more flexibility with that option to go out of network. Look for those keywords and the exam questions. So what do you get when you kind of blend these two ideas together? You get a POS, or a point of service plan. A good way to remember it is the point where plans mix. It's a hybrid, right? It takes the PCP structure from an HMO, but gives you some of that out-of-network flexibility of a PPO. You'll see these a lot with major providers like the Blue plans. Okay, deep breath. This is an area that trips up so many people. The alphabet soup of accounts. These are basically the engines that power what we call consumer-driven health plans. And the number one thing you need to know is who funds them. An FSA is for spending your own pre-tax money, usually with a use it or lose it rule. An HRA is an arrangement for reimbursement, and it's funded only by the employer. And the HSA is a savings account that you own, but it must be paired with a high-deductible health plan, an HDHP. That connection is a classic exam question. All right, we've got the plans down. Now let's talk about the money. To really get how these policies work, you have to speak the language of cost sharing. First up is the deductible. The absolute simplest way to remember this is you pay first. It's that chunk of money you have to pay out of your own pocket for any eligible expenses before the insurance company even thinks about paying their part. It's the first hurdle you have to clear. Next up, the copay. Just think flat fee. That's it. It's that set amount, like $20 or $50 that you pay for a specific service, like a doctor visit. You pay it right then and there. It's a fixed dollar amount every time. And finally, we have coinsurance. The key here is share by percent. Once you've paid your deductible, the insurance company starts sharing the rest of the bill with you. A really common split is 80-20. Now, how do they decide what the bill should be? Well, they use something called usual, customary, and reasonable charges, or UCR, to figure out the approved cost. If you see a percentage in an exam question, your brain should immediately scream coinsurance. So let's put this all together. Let's say you have a big procedure coming up. Your insurer might require a pre-authorization first. Once that's approved, you'll start by paying your deductible out of pocket. After that's been met, coinsurance kicks in, and you start sharing the costs, maybe that 80-20 split. Copays are kind of their own thing, those flat fees for specific visits, and you might pay those even before your deductible is met. Understanding the sequence is so important for those scenario questions on the exam. Okay, now for my favorite part. Let's talk about how the exam is going to try to fool you. Because knowing the facts is one thing, but knowing how they'll try to trip you up is a whole other level. All right, pop quiz. You're sitting in the exam, and a question starts talking about needing a referral from your PCP and being stuck in a pretty tight, limited network of doctors. What plan are they describing? If you said HMO, you are 100% correct. The exam uses these trigger words. If you see control, referrals, or network, think HMO. If you see words like flexibility or out of network, you should be thinking PPO. Lock in those keywords. Let's do another one. A question describes a plan where the employer, and only the employer, is putting money in to reimburse an employee for medical costs. What's that called? That's got to be an HRA, a health reimbursement arrangement. The first word is always your biggest clue. HRA is for reimbursement from the employer. HSA is a savings account that goes with a high deductible plan. And FSA is for spending your own money. Don't let those acronyms intimidate you. We are in the home stretch. Let's wrap this up with a final, super fast review of the absolute must-know ideas from everything we just talked about. This is your last-minute mental flashcard. All right, let's hammer these home. 1. Medical expense pays the medical bills. 2. Deductible means you pay first. 3. Copay is just a flat fee. 4. Coinsurance is a percentage split. And 5. HMO is the tight network. PPO has more flexibility. If you know these 5 things cold, you are going to be in fantastic shape. So I'll leave you with this one last question. Which of these ideas do you feel just a little bit shaky on? Is it the difference between a copay and coinsurance, or maybe the HRA versus the HSA? Whatever it is, take 60 seconds right now to go back and review that one thing. Just solidify it in your mind. You can do this. Good luck on your exam.